Which athletic event do you remember most as a spectator?
It was the Billy Conn Joe Louis prize fight for the heavyweight championship. My daddy had gotten a ticket to go up there and cover it for the Banner Herald, and I got to talk forever on, but Conn only weighed 100. He was a light heavyweight. He only weighed 174 pounds, and Louis weighed 199. In those days, they trained down to the bone.
Right.
And Louis right now will weigh 220 the way they train. But Conn had a chance to knock him out, 174 pounds. Mm-hmm. He, I think he was in the 13th round. He landed a left hook and a right cross and knocked him down, and the bell saved Louis. And Conn didn't even sit down between the rounds. He stood up, couldn't wait to get him, Louis, and he was very careless when Louis got up off his stool and went out there. And Conn, instead of taking he led with a right cross, which you're not supposed to do it. Louis just instinctively threw a left jab out there, and his left jab can knock you out, and it knocked Conn down. Eventually, and the referee, John, called it a technical knockout. And Donovan's son incidentally was pro tackle with Baltimore.
As tennis coach, which match do you remember the most?
Well, I guess it was the first year we won the NCAA team tournament. And a boy down there on the 5th court, number 5, man, we played UCLA, and we already had 4 points, and it didn't take but 5 to win, you know. We didn't, and if we got to 5th point, we didn't have to play the doubles, which were late then. And a boy, Philip Johnson, on the 5th court, he had a two-handed swinging body placement cross court for the last point and won the match.
Who was, in your opinion, who was your best player here at the university?
Well, my best player, no question about it. And singles was Michael Glenfors, a little Swede. He won the championship back-to-back in '84 and '85. The only reason he didn't win it more, he wasn't eligible for 2 years. Junior college graduate. He was a great athlete. He could, you know, people used to jump the net when they won. Well, he could somersault over the net.
And today, you're labeled the greatest bulldog of them all. Greatest bulldog ever.
I'm the oldest.
And that's certainly no understatement, being the greatest bulldog ever. You've done so much for the university. You've been the most influential there. And then, what do you think about Georgia Tech?
The enemy?
The enemy.
Well, I don't want to even mention that. I don't want to talk about them at all. The enemy.
All right.
Our best win over Tech, though, was in 1942, last game of the year. We'd been upset by Auburn the week before. Tech was undefeated, and they came in to play us. And the Rose Bowl committee came here for the game, and they said, we're going to give the winner of this game the Rose Bowl bid. And we beat them 30-something to nothing. I remember that. I enjoyed that. And we went to the Rose Bowl, but I didn't get to go to the Rose Bowl because I had joined the Marine. I had to go into the Marine Corps.
So that was right after you graduated?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now then, even today, you play, at 89 years old, you play tennis twice a week, right?
Yeah.
How have you been able to maintain your health, still playing tennis at this age?
Well, the Lord doesn't want me, neither does the devil. That's how come. And I do a lot of work in my yard.
Right.
I work on my lower lot, and I walk up and down those hills and keep me in shape. I just do a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite shot on the tennis court?
The drop shot. My drop shot I enjoy seeing them. It's a fake off the chop drive. You look like you're hitting a chop drive, but you pull off the ball and drop shot. They can't get it. I like that. That's fair shot.
Is it also your least favorite when you're from your opponent?
I guess so. It's a fake drive. They think it's a chop drive, which is deep.
Right.
Last second you stop, pull off the ball, and it doesn't go deep at all.
Right. In your opinion, what was the best advice you ever gave to your players?
Clear the damn net. That's the best. And get in position. Clear the net. Give them a setup rather than, if you don't clear the net, the point's over. And percentage tennis, I taught them percentage tennis. I mean, after you hit a shot in the corner, start drifting back to the center of the court as soon as you can. And have good footwork. And we used to do a lot of rope jumping, like boxers do, to get good footwork.
What's the most interesting place you've ever visited?
I guess the Great Wall of the Grand China.
And then why did you go to China?
It was around 1982 that Mr. Lindsey Hopkins, Jr., whose son Lindsey Hopkins played tennis for him, he was number 2 stockholder at Coca-Cola. And they had just got the contract to sell Cokes in China. And they entered into an agreement with the All China Sports Federation to send coaches in various sports to China to bring the Chinese coaches up on modern techniques and games. And I went over for tennis, and they took me up to the Great Wall. And that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, that it just goes for miles and miles. Of course, I didn't walk, but I saw it. It's one of the wonders of the world, the Great Wall down China.
All right, lastly here in this part 2 interview, I know you keep in touch with John Isner a lot, former UGA tennis player, who's now gone pro. I want to know your thoughts on his Wimbledon match, 11 hours, 5 minutes, longest match in tennis history, just a few weeks ago. What did you think about that, Coach?
Oh, that's the most amazing feat I've ever heard about in anything. Most amazing physical feat. And we're going to really have a big party for him this coming Saturday at Athens Country Club. And going to have a special spot for him in the Hall of Fame. And 2 special spots. We're going to have right here where we are now, we're going to have his racket on top of the thing, and whatever we put it on, and his cap that he wears backwards, on top of the racket.
All right. Well,
and he's a wonderful boy too. He is just the finest gentleman you'll ever see. John is.
all right, Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hope I get to see you again.